Hi everyone, this is LOA Uncorked with Jeanna and Holli. We intend to have some fun around law of attraction principles. Let's discover and unleash the magic that exists inside ourselves. Tune in as we go on the hero's journey together to uplevel our lives with no bullshit, all truth, and nothing but fun. Grab a glass and join our virtual VIP conversation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOA Uncorked. This is Holli.
And this is Jeanna.
And we've got another episode for you. I haven't told Jeanna what the episode is, so I'm going to surprise her.
I mean, you look listen, if you can't see her face, listen, she looks like she's got the worst little gift tucked up her sleeve. Like she's going to surprise me and scare the shit out of me all at the same time. That's what you look like. I can't wait.
Listen, you and I live this topic today. So I can't wait to share it with you and with the whole audience. And we're going to see where it goes. I feel like it's going to be a really good spot. So what we did was we lit a candle and we put our intention for this to be an empowering podcast. We have our beautiful prayer arrow that we made.
I'll bring mine next time. I didn't know this was a sharing event.
I don't know. I mean, it was like we did it in Sedona. Totally. We made it in Sedona, and it's a very it's a totem of living with intention, and I feel like it bestowed some magic, and I don't know, in everything we did. So I have that sitting here. Okay. And if you go on our YouTube channel, you can see that. And we're also now on Amazon Music. Jeanna, we're just climbing the charts.
One at a time.
One person at a time. Yes. Okay. So this is exciting.
I love Amazon. Amazon Music is great. So
absolutely. So we're there.
We're there
as well. I haven't linked that on the website yet, but I will. I have to imbibe my inner IT. We call it the tit. Okay. For some reason, I have no idea why, but I have to. What am I doing?
I have the Tzar of IT. We've called you the Tzar
of IT, but somehow that became the tit. So I'm the tit.
Because you spell Tzar with a T.
Okay. Well, that's whatever.
It's better than zit.
In a way, I don't know.
In a way, I think you've won. In that it's not zit. If Tzar was, if you hooked on phonics we would be Tzar. Z.
So I'd be a zit instead of a tit.
Exactly.
Right. I prefer to be a tit.
I think the tit's better in the grand scheme of things. I think it's better.
Oh my gosh, you are correct.
Yeah,
so we are fresh back from Sedona.
Yeah.
And we had a beautiful after our podcast, which you can catch that
51.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after our podcast, we were under a time crunch because Jeanna wasn't ready yet. Okay, but we're going to talk about that later.
No wonder she looked like that just a few minutes ago. I know.
And so we were at a time crunch, but we got it done, and we feel like we completed the thought. And then we went off on this most glorious. I drug her to 2 hikes in one day. Yeah. It was a glorious sunset hike with a private guide. Go ahead, Jeanna.
No, we can talk about the post effects of the Sedona trip later, but my ankle's looking okay today. I do look like Grandma Millie on a cruise ship. Yeah, it's a little not great. Just the one side though, which I looked it up, says it's either strain or you just walked on it or stood on it too much, but probably strain. And
you should never look up medical things.
I know you shouldn't.
I
know this.
Dr. Anastasia would slap you.
I know, but I don't want to bug Dr. Anastasia. And I'm pretty sure I knew what it was because it was
honestly, when you look everything up, it'll say I have cancer or psoriasis of my
or it's no big deal.
Unja or something as your ankle.
But this one swollen ankle out of the blue like that that's an easy one to look up because it did say if it's swollen and it's out of the norm for a week or two after you've stood or strained it or rolled it or whatever, then that's fine. if it goes longer than that, you got to get it checked because it could be really, really bad.
Every time she talks about her cankel,
yeah.
I start talking about the welts I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like my medical needs don't matter. We go right back to Holli's medical needs, which
we're going to talk about that today. That's another topic that we're going to talk about today. Okay. And but you're right.
This has turned into a therapy podcast. We apologize everyone for airing our issues here.
Our therapy is your therapy. That's what I say.
Sharing is caring.
Okay. And so getting back to the hike. So we go with this beautiful gal, Soleil from Sedona, and she's our private hiker person. And she we decide we want a leisurely hike. Not too hard.
No, I think Holli told her I was crippled. Because what we haven't probably shared is in the first hike in the morning, we're not prepared. We go, we don't eat. We go on this, it ended up being about a 3-hour hike, 2.5, right?
Well, most of it was sitting though.
Well, most of it was sitting, but we were gone for a long period of time. And it was like 98, 99. And I love the heat. So this wasn't a heat issue. But by the time I got back, I was a little parched, need a little bit of water, perhaps from the night before. I'm not certain. But we get down and the nice gentleman at the gates of our resort gives us fabulous cold water, like it really nicely chilled water down that in like
it was beautiful
30 seconds, 45 seconds, and immediately threw it up, all of it.
Within like so I needed to have hot medical Mike.
Medical Mike
come and resuscitate Jeanna. She didn't want resuscitation.
No, I was fine. Embarrassed,
but I was
fine.
Like, listen, I got to drink. I got to start drinking.
And we have to hike tonight. So get on
a podcast and we have to hike. So
heal up, lady.
You don't have no man down. Okay. So that's what I can say. No man down. Okay.
Anyway, but I got out on the sunset hike.
You were great.
But I think you told poor Soleil that, you got a lame duck behind you, but so we got to go a little slower. So Soleil went a little too slow in the beginning and not slow enough.
She talked a lot, but she was great. She gave us all. I mean, honestly, she just told me all the things I knew because why, Jeanna? Why? Holli's a what? A geologist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who knew? I had these special talents.
Specials, right?
She asked why the rocks are red. I can answer. Okay. She asked why the rocks look like the rocks. I had an answer.
Why they sparkle?
I had answers.
Yes, you did have answers.
And then Soleil
validated.
Yes, she did. Anyway, okay, so we're on this hike and she takes us to this beautiful Buddhist temple. Mm-hmm. And when you're in the temple, it's gorgeous in the middle of this hike. And it does not fit.
It doesn't Let's fit. Just say that right now.
Buddhist people inhabited it and then they left.
Yes.
But somebody takes care of it. Somebody takes care of it. And it is considered a sacred point. Mm-hmm. All of Sedona is a vortex, but it's another vortex. And so we're walking around this praying and walking around it. We'll have a nice picture actually. Yeah. We can post on that. But and so I whispered to Jeanna, and she's like, what? And I go, I have
something to tell you. I'm like, okay, all right. But not here.
Not here.
I was like,
in the middle of praying, and all I can do is act like a monkey. What do monkeys do? They itch. Okay, and so
I couldn't see you doing
okay,
that.
Like listen,
I saw a little bit of it.
I was on fire with itching. And so we're praying and walking around this thing, and then we come out on the trail, and I go,
we're stupas? There's a term for it when you're doing that.
Yes, I don't know what it's called.
Stupa.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it is. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stupa. We're doing that, and I'm doing it, and I'm behaving myself, but
not really. I'm talking during the stupa.
I mean, like, yeah, help me. Okay, we go out, and I immediately confess and say, I'm dying. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting bitten up.
To
Soleil, and she's like, oh, that's Noseeums. I go, well, Ifeelums. Okay. I mean, Noseeums, but Ifeelums. I'm like, is that a real name? It's a real name, apparently. Anyway, listen, they rubbed some oil on me. Okay. I had maybe 50, it was on my neck.
And they're still there. I was still there on your arms and your
it's awful.
Back. Yeah.
Well, then I got them in Scottsdale too. It kept going. Okay. But anyway, so
started with the buzzards.
I know. And the sweet meat continued.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. Apparently I'm really the sweetest of the meatest. Some people think sweet meat is gross, Jeanna.
yeah. I mean, if I were to brand myself, I would not brand myself sweet meat. No. But it seems to work for you, so you just go with it.
I mean, I think it's disgusting. Okay, but I like it. I'm not trying to brand myself, but some people think it's not sexy.
No, really, the sweet meat.
What
would they like the meat to be?
I have no idea, but I was like,
I think sweet meat would probably be one of the better options of meat, right? So I'm not sure.
Should meat be sweet?
Well, I mean, it should be gamey. You don't want to have gamey meat. I am pretty sure that's not what you're going for, right? So I think it's okay. I think it's good.
You think it's good?
I mean, I wouldn't brand myself as meat in general. So I mean, regardless of what adjective you put in front, I just wouldn't do it.
Okay, well,
but I think it's a good one. It worked for you. It was a theme throughout the whole trip for you.
Well, that's how powerful our brains are, because I started off with saying it, and it became the problem, the Achilles heel, literally throughout the whole thing. Then we go to Scottsdale.
Did I tell you about my Achilles heel on the left side?
No, I don't want to hear about your heel or your cankel. I don't want to talk about my stuff.
Why? Well, you brought it up. I thought you wanted to reference my injury as well.
And then we go to your friend Lori, her mansion. Lori, she wasn't there. Thank you. Yeah. Shout out to them. The
Larsons
they had a beautiful house, a beautiful mansion. By the way, I did get myself a doggy fountain. They had a dog fountain.
Did you get the fountain?
Well, I got a really bougie one.
Okay.
And a small one, because I don't have
you don't have those big dogs.
Okay. Anyway, I got a dog fountain. I'm getting really excited about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So they had a dog fountain, but beyond that, it's just a mansion. So we go sit outside because honest to God, what isn't there? There's a infinity pool, cacti, bunnies running.
There's a golf course. It looks like you're on the set of the Cars.
A pizza oven. I mean, we couldn't use anything here because we have no abilities.
No,
so they didn't need to worry about us.
John and Lori, we did have a couple of your homemade pickles.
Yeah, we ate the pickles.
I didn't confess to that yet.
Here's the story. That's the only thing we can do in their house besides sleep, because I could barely turn on the water. Okay, and then I sit. Okay, so listen, people, the toilet.
Back to the toilet.
All right, so
Given Toto,
it's not a Toto.
Given Toto has not funded us.
They suck. So who made this toilet?
I don't know.
Okay, so
but somebody other than Toto, which made it better.
So I mean, the toilet is about how the house behaves. Okay, it has a life of its own. And so Jeanna and I go in this house. They're not there, by the way. I just want to make that clear. These people are not there.
I'm no doubt if they're listening.
I'm sure that they're happy that they weren't there. But I go run into our bedroom and go look at the toilet. And I'm like,
I told her about the toilet.
It makes a noise. It goes
it's getting excited.
It gets excited for you. and I thought, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. And it had buttons on it. Oh my God, I'm getting kind of excited.
Yeah.
So I sit down.
So I'm out in the living room area, kind of getting everything settled. She's in going potty.
What did you hear immediately? Okay, so listen, I sit on the toilet and the seat is hot. The seat is warm, but I felt it to be hot. Okay, I went, oh, and they're like, oh, okay, and then I'm starting to pee, but I'm looking at the unit. Okay, there's like a user 1 and a user 2, and I thought, well, I'm an independent user.
I'm neither 1 nor 2. I'm my own.
So I'm going to push a button. And so I thought, soft stream.
So she's screaming, and I have sat on this toilet many a times, and I've never had this issue. She goes, it won't stop. I go, no, did you touch the buttons? She goes, yes.
So it said soft stream. And so I went,
don't touch the buttons.
Like this nice warm water started streaming on my ass. Okay. And I went, oh, that's nice. I go, ooh. And then, okay, I'm crying. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, how do I get it to stop? I'm like, Jeanna, how do I get it to stop? She doesn't know.
I go, I've never touched the button.
And so I push it again, and then it goes harder. I go, it's aggressive. I go, it's aggressively washing my ass. And then I was like, oh shit. And then because if you get up, it'll squirt everywhere.
Yes. Yeah,
and I don't want their house to be have a flood because
you're going to explain
my ass couldn't take the wash. So I'm sitting there and I'm like going, Okay, so I was squealing the whole time.
I'm like, I'm not coming in. You gotta just keep pushing the buttons till it stops. And then you hit like, did you have
No. And then I pressed off, and then I was like, I gotta push another one because there was a dryer.
Oh, of course you said that.
Okay, and then the dryer went and dried my ass. I mean, I really liked that part. I was like, I've never had such a clean ass in my whole entire life. This went on for minutes. I couldn't figure out how to.
You were there a long time.
Then me and the toilet had a conversation because I said, I'm going to meet you in the middle of the night, and none of this shit's going to be happening. You can gurgle and get excited for me, but none of the other stuff is happening.
And you never touched another button.
Well, I noticed you wouldn't go to that toilet, but I ran in there.
Oh no, I didn't. I mean, because it makes noises. It's loud. I mean, in the middle of the night, it's loud. So I was like, I'm not going to get up and go in there. I'm going to go in the quiet one.
Oh my God. Okay. So
yes,
thank
it
you.
It's very noisy. Yes.
Larson's for
yeah.
Anyway, we couldn't, I mean, like it was, it was the
Do
house.
you still want one of those toilets though? I mean,
hell yes.
Oh yes. Okay.
Oh my God. That was deliciously warm.
Yes.
And
No, it
inspiring.
is really
It was
nice.
inspiring. Yeah. I think my
I'm
undercarriage,
inspired.
I think my undercarriage would be very happy.
Oh yeah.
And my daughter, she said, that's a bidet. I go, well, it's more than a bidet. It's like
it's
a serious high-end
fancy toilet.
And she was like, I want one. And then I was like, when my in-laws were here, way back when, they used to get a watering can, with the long spout.
Yeah.
And I kept asking my ex-husband, like, what are they using that for? What are they doing? Well, that was their
bidet.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd be very happy at the Larsons.
I know.
I mean, they never come out of the bathroom either. I doubt they'd make the noises you make though, which is entertaining as hell.
Nobody would squeal like me, but you wouldn't come in. And the more I squealed, the less apt you were to come.
No, listen, you know what? Some issues you just got to get yourself out of, honestly.
Okay. Well, all right. So anyway,
thank you, Larson.
Yes, that was so nice. Anyway, I finally got my Toto. We said we were going to manifest that. That took a while.
It did take a while.
Because we don't care. Here's the point of
better
that.
Than the Toto.
Exactly. It's better than the Toto. And here's the point of that is we wanted a Toto. It really wasn't the Toto. We wanted the essence of it. I wanted my ass clean. I wanted it dry. I wanted the warmth. I have the whole full meal deal here.
I think you were more excited. So I don't think the Toto makes noises. I think you were more excited about how excited the toilet was to see you.
Well, yes, because it greets me. And I said, hello, yes, I'm coming. I know you're ready. And then the next morning I was getting ready and I was standing by it.
It really gives me less to do.
While we
travel. Because now you've got someone else to talk to and feel appreciated.
I do. And after 3.5 hours in the car with me, that was probably you probably paid that toilet too.
Welcome change.
Yes. Okay. But when we were getting ready and I was standing by it with gurgle and go, I'm ready for you. Okay. Yeah. And I was like, stand down. I don't have to pee. Stand down.
In the car, I was saying like, it'll make noises. You're like, what kind of noises? I can't even really describe them. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to even try. I would have never gone, I'm ready for you. That would have not been how I described it.
I'm ready for you. Energetically, it was fun. Come here, sit on me. I could say it worse. Let me sit on my face. I don't know.
Let me warm you. Oh, good Lord.
Let me make you toast. Okay, listen.
Yes.
Jeanna. All right. So
do we have an episode here?
We do. We're talking about, we're embracing.
How late I am all the time. Is that what
well, I mean, it's going to be in there. Okay. We're embracing the good, the bad, the ugly within ourselves.
And ugly, what do you mean by ugly?
We're going to get there.
Okay. All right.
So I actually don't think anything's good or bad or anything's bad or ugly. Okay, but we're going to get there. Okay. So embracing these parts of us creates magic within ourselves.
Okay. Do tell.
And it helps you live your badass life. So that's the episode.
So that is that's all what we all aspire to do.
We do. And so I started thinking about, I was really thinking, well, no, I was resting having coffee. That's the truth. but I really was exploring the triggers and I was thinking about our trip and I was exploring the triggers that we have.
Yeah.
And it got me to how we project onto others. And so what that is when you're projecting and people are gonna be like, well, I don't do that. Okay. But what it is we are more comfortable seeing negative traits in others and not being able to acknowledge them within ourselves.
Sure.
So
I
unconsciously
believe that
somewhere,
too,
and some
yeah.
psychologists, I'm not a psychologist, but some psychologists, when you're growing up, we sort of disassociate from the negative. We don't see that within ourselves. We also disassociate from the positive. We're going to talk about both of those.
Absolutely.
And we don't see those in them, but we, and so I was like, okay, when we're triggered by something, I'm always saying, well, if you're triggered, you need to look within. And so a projection, I call it a trigger, but a projection is when you unconsciously identify, traits or emotions we don't like in ourselves, and we attribute it to other people,
to something else. Right.
Right. And so, for example, let's say I'm talking, and I was going to talk about your cankel. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm talking about my welts, and you say, you jump in and you say, well, I've got my cankel.
Like I just did.
Yeah. And I say, and I say, you're not a very good listener. You just want to talk about yourself. Okay. I just talked for 20 whole minutes about myself and my welts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm projecting what I don't like about myself on you. By saying you aren't a good listener.
Oh.
And you
so you're basically saying I'm not a good listener and I hate that about myself. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you're not a good listener, and you interrupted me and you care more about your cankel than my stuff.
Right.
But I'm really the one that was obsessive compulsive about talking about my welts. Right. And by the way, I don't feel bad at all talking about my welts. Okay. Just so you know.
No, I know that. I'm pretty sure I do know that part.
Or and I interrupted you. So really what I'm saying is I'm saying that there is a piece of me that I don't acknowledge. It's unconscious that I don't that I have that same thing. I'm not a good listener, and I'm whatever. Anyway, but that happens. It can happen at work, where maybe you're talking about your idea and somebody cuts you off at work and says, you always want things your way. And you think, well, God, I never actually say much. I usually go along with they are projecting
on you. Yep.
That's how they are behaving.
Right. They're projecting on you how they are feeling about themselves.
And so it's funny because when we were in Sedona, Jeanna was complaining about a person that exhibits extreme control.
Right.
You remember this?
I do remember this. Yes.
And this has been an ongoing dialogue between us for a while. And we're getting ready. And I'm like, you know what? What did I say, Gigi?
I don't remember, but it was wise. I went inward and went,
I don't think it was that wise.
Right.
Excuse me. Well, I don't know that I'm wise. Okay. But I did say, well, I think that's because you don't like the control that you have within. Yeah. You don't want to acknowledge how much you want to control things. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. So
I didn't think about that. And
I'm mad about their control because it takes mine away, or I perceive it takes mine away.
Well, you don't want to acknowledge that you're really that person.
I don't want to be that person.
But you are.
Yeah.
And that's why the title of this is to embrace the good, the bad, the ugly. So I don't think anything is bad and ugly, but we do perceive things within ourselves are bad or ugly.
Sure.
And you perceive control as being bad or ugly.
That's true. I do.
You just did.
I
so
100%
it is a trigger. So like when you figure out what's a trigger.
But I'm a more elegant controller than this person.
Okay. So you do it with more flair.
I believe I give a little bit it's control, but it's just I do it in a more thoughtful way.
Let me put it this way. I think you do it in a more hidden way.
Yeah. Okay, well,
So
maybe
you think it's thoughtful.
I'm a Gemini,
you
damn it.
try to hide it
I'm
with
a
your two-faced Gemini face. We need to do some astrology soon.
Yeah,
I
we
missed
really
that.
do.
We got an eclipse or something. We need to do something
we should.
before that.
Yeah. I
But
agree.
okay, with your Gemini-ness, okay. Now,
Yeah, I know you're right.
I was thinking because we were talking about, I mean, honest to God, how many hours? Because it was Memorial Labor Day.
Labor Day.
I don't know. Labor Day. We had so many hours in the car together. And so she like proceeds to tell me all the things that I annoy her about.
That is not true.
Well, kind of loosely. I mean, and so
that's such crap.
and then I told her what I was annoyed about with her. So she does our notes and she always gets them. I mean, it's just stupid. Okay. She gets them at the last minute. She goes, I like getting them at the last minute. And so for me, so that's a trigger for me. So I was thinking about that and I was thinking, all right, okay, well, what am I projecting onto her? And for me, like it's a worthiness thing. For me, it's because I would never do that because I would not want to, let me think about this. So I would not want to let somebody else down. She doesn't give two shits whether she's letting me down. No.
Well, No.
Yeah. Okay. And I wouldn't do that. So it's not as obvious. Sometimes the triggers are not as obvious. In fact, even the control one that you were complaining about, it was elements of control. What was it? It was like having everything planned out or whatever it was that we were talking about. But all the thread was control. So sometimes you have to think about it. And then, and the same thing with like, who's your most revered person? I struggle with finding somebody I really like hero worship. I mean, I really like Harry Styles, but I don't think that what are the attributes let's go with this. Because we're going VIP, Harry Styles, November 7th. Harry, please don't disappoint us and change your date again. All right. I like Harry Styles. Now this is very loose. Okay. But we also take those things that are really important within us and we don't associate them with ourselves either. We unconsciously look at other people for what we already have within us. Right. And so Harry Styles, what do I like about Harry Styles? Other than, he's just really talented. Well, I wish I was talented like that. Okay. So there we go. And then he's very authentic. He doesn't give two shits about how he shows up.
Or you don't think he does?
Well, I don't think he does. Exactly. So he doesn't
appear.
It doesn't appear that way. So that's what I'm going to worship. And so do I care about showing up? I care probably more than him, but it's not about how he dresses or how he acts. I think it's about being authentic. So take away the mask, Holli, and so you can also do that. Who do you have that you,
I mean, and she's been that way, Pink.
Why do you like Pink? What do you think about her? It doesn't have to be true in her real world, but
so she's complete badass.
Yeah, she is.
She talent per ounce on her body is like the talent to body ratio is ridiculously high. I like that she's willing to go out on a limb and speak her mind. I like that she's blazes a trail and doesn't just follow the norm, kind of does her thing. So all of those things, I adore them about her.
And are they?
And she's funny and she loves her family. Yep, very similar. Yeah, she's kind of got that family thing, and she's activist and very, very clear about who she is and how she shows up in the world. A lot of the same traits of Harry, actually.
Well, and so, okay, I just sent an email for him to be quiet.
Okay. We're multitasking.
I know. I'm sorry.
Podcast.
You know what? I'm getting rid of the professionalism. I'm just showing up as I am. Like Harry. Okay, so I think when you look at that, you have those within you, and maybe you don't allow yourself to experience them.
Yeah.
So I also was thinking a little bit more about maybe what triggers me. And things that people do to trigger me. And
Mhm.
what I came across and what I really got my mind in a twist today with the elixir, which I do think we're going to do a separate podcast, is that I'm going to put some fine print around this. Everything I just said,
Yeah.
there's an asterisk, asterisk, asterisk.
Yeah.
And that fine print is none of this is attributable if you're a narcissist, if you're dealing with a narcissist.
Yeah.
Because a narcissist will flip everything on you. And so and you know what? The thing is that most people don't understand what a narcissist is. So we're going to have we need to have a whole show on what that looks like.
I think so too, actually.
Because what they do is they make you think you have they project it so much on you. It's really not your thing. They're projecting on you. So it makes you think you're, it has the same theme as what we're talking about. Because you sit there and go, well, did I really lie? Or did I really do I always want my ideas to be heard first? Okay, like they will make you,
right.
And they're very good at it. And so I put that as a fine print.
Right.
And if you're dealing with a narcissist, you may not know it, but if you're always thinking it's your problem, you're probably dealing with a narcissist.
Right.
And so I have I have a lot to get off my chest today, Jeanna.
I see that.
A lot is happening.
No, it's true. But you're right. The narcissist thing, that's oftentimes takes people a long time to figure out that that's what you're dealing with.
Well, and
because they're very good at it.
And there's spectrums.
Yes, there are spectrums for sure.
1 second, Kelly.
Yeah.
Listen.
He just forgets. It is getting louder though.
It's getting louder.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I think it stopped. Okay, Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah, on the narcissist, Jeanna,
it really is tough.
It's a spectrum of narcissism, and so it's harder to spot.
Yep.
They're oftentimes very manipulative. I'm still thinking and scratching my head to figure out whether how many I've dealt with,
right,
and who I'm dealing with that's a narcissist. And so we're going to do a whole show on that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I wish we could find somebody who's an expert. Maybe let's try to get a guest. I feel like there's stuff we could share, and then getting a guest on we could share as well, and with our audience, because that actually we want to talk about how to protect yourself from that. Yeah,
it is extremely insidious.
Yes. So that was the fine print, Gigi, but here's the other stuff I have to get off my chest.
All right, let's hear it.
For the women who are listening, for the men, this is fine too, but for the women who are listening, stop apologizing.
Yes.
So, and I don't want to offend people, but what I see in the business world, in particular, I see it outside in other areas, is the reason women apologize a gazillion times. There's all kinds of studies. I did not want to look at the studies for this talk because I've already personally studied it and I'm old enough to know. And so what I realized is women do this all the time, especially in leadership. And what it does is it takes away your power and undermines your authority. And the reason why you do that is because there's a fear of not being liked or being seen as offensive. So Jeanna, it's not about remorse. It's actually could be about anxiety.
Oh, 100%.
So Jeanna, do you want to?
Yeah, I'm sort of reformed in this area. I don't know that I apologized all the time at work, but I diminished my, I would say things like, that's just my 2 cents, or things like that.
Yes, that's a good one.
Takes power away. It's not an apology, but it's almost diminishing. Like Holly has said, your ideas are worth far more than 2 cents. They always are. Stop saying that. And you're absolutely right. And I'm reformed in the workplace.
Or you know what I used to say, those are just my thoughts. Just my thoughts.
Almost like they're
minimized.
Throwaway thing.
Yeah,
it just doesn't really matter.
But have you ever heard a man say that?
Never.
I've never heard it.
Never. I've never have, actually.
I've never have. But I used to say that.
Yeah, no, I said, so that stuff, I think we've done a good job over the years, helping each other see that one. Because it
Yeah.
is, I always say this, it's like breathing. You don't even know you're doing it. So we were on the way back from Phoenix, and we were on the plane, and we were, we went and got coffee. We got on the airplane. We got down the aisle. We got sat. We were in first class. They brought us our little treats and snacks and waters and all kinds of stuff. They asked what we, wanted for drinks and breakfast and all that. And the flight attendant leaves after one of those events, and Holly turns to me, she goes, "Will you please stop apologizing?
I did.
You have apologized 20 times." I go, "I have? Like, when?" I honestly don't even remember doing it.
I mean, it's like
It
we
was
were
like-
loading luggage and your luggage exploded and you're like, "I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Why the fuck would you be sorry about that? Your goddamn zipper busted open." So I just like sat on her bag and helped her with it. And
Which
just
thank
calmed
God.
down the
And then they
energy.
taped it.
And
I
then
mean,
it's
it was
always
looking all
about-
clamp it like.
Let
when it
me
came
tell you
down.
what she hates, what she does not like about herself or likes to,
Mhm.
I don't know, like she worries about people. I don't know what's happening here, but
It's true.
when she takes too long to get
Yes,
ready.
yeah.
She thinks she's taking too long. I said, "Could you just be okay with it?" So what we're supposed to do, Jeanna,
Yeah.
is flip it.
Yeah.
We'll wait till we get to but
Yeah,
yes,
the
it's so
punchline.
funny. It's so funny
Mhm.
because I was like, "God," she said, she's sorry. And I thought, well, and it was various things,
Yeah. I mean, I
little
don't even remember
things.
doing it. I mean, so
And like,
trust me,
given
there was nothing for me to be sorry about.
nothing, zero.
So the fact that I had said it that many
Maybe
times.
50 times. It was so many
50?
times. At least 30.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But that's not that day, not in one day. It was
Oh.
over the course of the week.
Okay, but not that morning.
No, that morning, probably 10.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, again.
But it's,
There was not one thing I should have apologized
No.
for.
and I'm like, and we're friends, and there should be no. I go, "Stop apologizing. There's nothing."
But it wasn't always to you, right? It was to just.
Mostly it's to me, but I mean, you have a lot to be sorry for with me.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, it was just in general, it was
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
out to the universe. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, I was like, you stop. That's so funny. Yeah. So I got my sip of my drink and I was like, "You've got to stop apologizing."
I don't
And
even.
you're like, "I don't even know." So here's
Yeah,
the
that's
thing
interesting.
is, this is what I'm going to tell you how to deal with it. So we've got some homework here.
Yeah.
So for example, when she's late getting ready, or in her
Mhm.
mind she thinks she's late, and you flip it, instead of saying "I'm sorry," you can say "Thanks for waiting."
Yeah.
If you give me another one, and you flip it and put "Thank you" instead
Yeah,
of "Sorry."
yeah.
If you have
Yeah.
to put anything at all.
Yeah. If you have to put
Let's
anything
get, what
at
was
all.
one of the instances that
I honestly, I don't even remember saying it.
Let's see.
So the luggage. Let's talk about the luggage, because I think remember saying that, because we were on
I'm
our way
sorry.
out.
Okay, like I think you're worried about that we're gonna take longer
Yeah,
because you're
yeah.
thinking, so I'm sorry because your
Yes.
luggage split open.
Literally, it's just
I mean, you could just
literally
say
just
"Thanks for
open.
helping me." I mean, like you flip it to the positive.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime you think, let's think of what one, if you're saying, you walk in and you're late for a meeting, instead of saying "I'm sorry, I'm late," say "Thanks for waiting."
Yeah.
Or nothing at all. If you are
Yeah.
saying, I mean, we're not talking about a real apology. Let's just caveat that because we haven't said that yet. A real apology is super important, to say a real thank you
Well,
when
let's
there's
just,
something to be sorry for.
right. And I do think, and I think no one, including myself, no one wants to be late, but sometimes choices have to be made where you will be late and you made the priority for the thing that needed. So for instance, I was, I don't know, like 4 minutes late to a call yesterday on something. I was on another call that needed my attention. I could not get off of that. Like, you do your best to kind of schedule those things, but like, so,
What did you say when you got on the call? "I'm sorry, I'm late."
Hey, yeah, sorry, I'm tardy. Yeah.
No, what you go on, no more sorries.
Yep.
You go on and you say "Thanks for waiting." I was stuck on an important call, even if you need to say that.
Yeah. Even if you say,
Where do I need to catch up?
yeah, where are we at?
Great.
How can
Where are
I
we
help?
at?
Yeah. Yeah. I usually just
Yeah.
try and be a little quiet. So
Yeah. So anyway, so honestly,
you're right.
a thank you or a nothing.
Mhm.
A thank you or a nothing. No more sorries.
Mhm.
So I want you to, homework is you count the number of sorries.
You're gonna have to really think about it though, you guys, honestly, because it happens if you're kind of where I'm at, like I don't even know I'm saying it. I swear to God, I would not have known I said it 10
But
times.
once you're aware, you notice it, because even me, when I would say, those are just
Yeah,
my
no,
thoughts,
that's true.
I would
That's
be like,
true.
oh my God, I just
That's
said,
true.
those are just my thoughts. I don't say that anymore.
Yeah, I don't say just 2 cents anymore, ever.
Yes, it's undermining, and it's okay. So we're gonna really put some self-examination and some self-awareness
Yeah.
on the good, the bad, the ugly within.
Yeah.
That creates more magic for us and helps us step into our purpose.
Well,
Yeah.
and it is mindfulness and intentfulness.
It
So
is.
if you're staying mindful and intentful, those little things are not going to slip out, because you would not say sorry unless there's a reason to say I'm sorry.
That's right.
And you know, the other thing, and I think back on Mindy's podcast, when we had Mindy Shotwell on, and she talked about intentfulness, and she was talking about it with regard to people that she loves and people in her life. And rather than saying love you, she says, I love you. So if you're going to say sorry, it is, I am sorry. I would not say I am sorry for anything I did that morning. I might have said sorry, but I would not have said I am sorry.
Well, that's because I am sorry is remorseful. And
Correct.
sorry is anxiety.
Correct. So my point is
That was beautiful.
you could add that to your
I
homework.
bet you Mindy doesn't do that. Sorry.
Oh, she does not.
No, go back to that episode. It's episode
Yeah.
50.
No,
48.
No, we're on 51. Must be 48.
The Curated Life of Mindy.
Mindy Shotwell. Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good one. But
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard her say that.
But that might help you.
I like that you're pointing at me.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I like
know.
it. Whoa.
No, but I
that
think
means
that,
I got somewhere
I
today.
think that might be helpful. I think that might be helpful for people. It would be helpful for me. And given, you know, I need to reform myself a little bit.
We all need to reform
course,
ourselves.
of
I don't
course.
think
And
I
on
have
this
the sorry
topic,
thing.
Yeah.
But I do have the other things. I have the projections. Everybody does that.
Everybody
But
does.
here's the thing, you guys, the more self-aware you are, the more you know you're projecting, you can take that back.
Well,
And you can see it. And once you see it and say, okay, I don't like, I used to be mad because my boss in my former life used to take a bunch of vacation. And I was angry about that. And I'm working 50, 60, I don't know how much I was working a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can they do that? And I was just angry because I wanted vacation.
You wanted vacation.
I was like, no, actually they're modeling the way for me. What the hell am I doing?
Right.
So it's these things that you make yourself aware. Instead of being mad at her, I could be mad at, I could just take it and say, okay, what do I need within me? So that's a really important thing. So we want you to, if you're saying sorry, stop it. Okay, that's A. And
well, unless you really are sorry.
Then it's an
and you
I
need to
am
apologize.
Sorry.
Yes.
I can't stand it when somebody should say I am sorry and they don't.
I cannot.
That means that you don't take accountability.
I cannot agree with
I'm
you
sure
more.
I'm sure our audience does take accountability.
No.
But okay, so the homework is 2 things. Find the person you are is like your hero. What attributes do they have?
Mm-hmm.
And then make sure that you awaken them within you.
Embody them. Yeah.
And really think about that. Write about it. Think about it. Talk to your friends about it. And have them tell you how they see those attributes in you. That is powerful.
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
And then what are your triggers? Okay, what are you projecting? The good, the bad, the ugly. We're gonna take it all and embrace it all. And of course, we're gonna look at the sorries, and we are going to stop undermining ourselves as leaders, as women, as a community together.
Contributors. Can I add a third?
Yeah.
Because I really think this is important, and we've talked about it so many times on this podcast. And I think, this topic in particular, and probably just because of the trip recently, you've got to find your community of people who you can be vulnerable enough with and open enough with to have this sort of dialogue that we had, like for you to say, stop apologizing.
Yeah.
Stop. And then I know we had a conversation on the airplane about, a trigger for me is disappointing someone and not being able to do something or not wanting to do something. Cause I'm way more of a pleaser than I probably ought to be. So, but to be able to say that and to be able to like share that helps a ton as in part of the reforming.
It helps you to reform.
You've got to be able to find those people that you can practice that give and take, and you feel comfortable that they're in support of your growth and learning, and that sort of a dialogue and openness and self-reflection and holding the mirror up for someone is an active part. That is how we grow as human beings.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love Jeanna. The tip I would have for somebody talking to me or talking to you and bring these things up is you don't do it in the moment. It's like we're sitting having our my first glass of wine, your first drink, and then I just like lay it out there. So we're in a good space to be able to have that discussion. But I do think using your community to help is always, we've talked about that before, it's always helpful.
Yeah, it's probably not work you can do with everyone, I guess is the point.
Yeah.
And but be sure you find those people, share what you're trying to accomplish. And this is part of evolution, this is part of growth, this is part of law of attraction. Curating your life is being a better person every single day, month, year, and learning. And that comes with some challenging, hard, introspective work.
I love it, Jeanna.
Find people who can help you do that.
I think we got somewhere today, Jeanna.
I feel good. There was a lot of hocus pocus in the beginning with the toilet.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful to the universe for giving me the experience of that toilet. And thank you, Larson's. I finally manifested my dreams.
I mean, I know this isn't true, but listening to the podcast, one might think that you were more excited, enthralled, and wowed by the toilet than you were in Sedona by the rock.
No, I mean, it's true. Sedona's a
bucket. It was magical in its own way.
Sedona was a bucket list, but that Toto, I manifested that thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter that wasn't a Toto. We're not going to plug Toto anymore. We're
done with Toto. When we plugged them and we begged and we
screw them.
Yeah, I don't know, Larson's. We're going to get your toilet name and we're going to bug them. We would like you to sponsor us, and we will be your spokespeople. I will
squeal in delight. I promise. Not that anybody cares. Anyway, all right, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Holly.
Bye.
Bye.
We believe in magic. This is Holly.
And this is Jeanna.
The LOA uncorked definition of magic is recognizing something special has occurred and you don't know how or why.
And we invite each of you to experience more magic, joy, lots of laughter, all while uncorking your inner badassery to up-level your life.
Everyone, welcome to the party.